Laiye conducted this research about the workplace. And something that they found when I was reading the research, I thought it was very interesting, is that the companies, we hire very capable people, very intelligent, with many years of studies, bachelor's degree, master's degree, different languages, 5 years experience. And we want this out of a 22-year-old, by the way. We hire these really intelligent people, but then they do very mundane tasks. So people are looking for something else, something more interesting to do in their lives, because they prepared many years to be at the workplace. So the ability of an organization to retain the talent is becoming a huge challenge.
Yeah. That's a different type of work. And this is really where the research was a bit alarming, right? It really shone a light on essentially the problem with work today.
Yeah.
Right? We talked a bit before about marketing and customer engagement, but let's talk about actual work, right? The thing that people come to work on a day-to-day basis, and they get a stack of papers and invoices or shipping documents or whatever it is, and they need to process them. Right? And what happened with COVID was fascinating. COVID didn't cause a lot of these issues, but essentially accelerated the challenges that we see today. The number one is the new generation of workers that's coming into the workforce, right? Whatever letter, generation Y, Z, whatever. They want to do fulfilling work, right? They don't want to come in and process documents and do the same thing every day. And their prize for finishing that stack of papers is they get to come in tomorrow and do the same thing. They want to really make a difference. Yeah. They want to engage with customers. They want to grow the business. They want to use their brains. Right, so you've got on one side the new generation of workforce coming in. And you can see some of the statistics here where every company, doesn't matter which industry, and we surveyed 7 different industries, 1,300 people. And by the way, this is the first time that a European audience is seeing this. And this is primarily a European data. And so the first is hiring is becoming more difficult. The second is engagement, and you can see here. And the third is a concept that you may have heard over the past couple of years called the Great Resignation. Right? So this is a lot of people just being fed up with work and leaving their jobs.
Right. So resilience is something that we're looking for here. And that has a direct impact on the customer experience. Because if you're changing staff every 3 months, every 6 months, there's no way you can deliver a good customer experience through that, right? So something that the concept that Laiye has come up with is the work execution gap. In other words, we have to do some work, and there is a lot of very capable people and a lot of manual work. How can we make the most of the talent of the very capable people and try to automate a lot of this work?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting concept, right? The notion of a digital worker. But essentially, where this comes in is to bridge this gap. I don't know if we can go back to this notion of the gap, right? So if you think about how we got to the situation that we got to today, right? What caused this situation with the workers that are frustrated and unengaged? Essentially, every business has services that they need to deliver, right? I mean, this is basically the outcomes. This is the reason that the business exists. You have systems and technologies upon which the business runs. And we put people in the middle there because it's the least bad way in order to bridge that gap between these old systems that really don't do the job that they were made to do and deliver the business services, right? So that's why we have people doing this role. Now, there's a price to this. And actually, McKinsey put the economic impact of this at $2.3 trillion US dollars. 2.3 trillion US dollars are the wages that we pay every year for work that can be automated with the technology that we get to today, the digital workers, and should be. That's what's different. The total wages is actually 15 trillion, but 2.3 trillion is the tasks that people do that can and should be automated with the technology that exists today. And so what we do essentially is we create digital workers that are based on the human in the middle. Right? And I want to clarify here because you showed some photos there of the Terminator.
Yeah.
This is not about the Terminator. This is not about people going away. This is not about hundreds of millions of jobs being displaced. It's not that at all. The concept that we have here, this work execution system, actually has the human in the middle. But we're going to change the role of the person. And this is where the artificial intelligence capability comes in. Because today, most of those frontline workers that none of you, except for the redk guys, raised your hands for, are doers, right? They come in every day and they do the work. Artificial intelligence, specifically some areas of machine learning called AutoML, are able to observe the way that people do the repetitive parts of that work, and then these digital workers get created automatically to take over just the mundane, repetitive parts. So human will always be in the middle there to do the edge cases, to be creative, to work on customer satisfaction, think about growing the business.
So interesting because the amount of work that gets done manually, it's crazy. And then you have people that are doing years and years and years of manual work, literally, just input data, copy, paste, take a spreadsheet, copy the data, put it in.